Hollywood actress is turning away from movies, at least for just a moment. Salma Hayek is instead turning her attention to a campaign to vaccinate children around the world against tetanus.
Yes, the star of Frida and co-producer of Ugly Betty is a mum herself. Of course, has taken on the role of ambassador for the children's charity UNICEF and Pampers to ensure that millions of babies have access to life-saving vaccines. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about the campaign.
Well, I was really shocked to find out that, I thought tetanus was not a problem anymore because it's not in our countries, but in developing countries, it's a really big killer. I mean, every 3 to 4 minutes, a newborn baby dies of tetanus. And that's a lot of babies. Actually, I was there when one died last week because I went to Sierra Leone to see that the program was implemented. And it's really a horrific death.
Well, I think we can see some of the footage of you with these youngsters. I mean, that must have been very harrowing for you, just seeing what life was like for them there.
That must be very what?
Very harrowing.
Very difficult.
Very difficult,
Very
to
difficult.
see. I mean,
yeah, it was difficult, and in some ways, and in other ways, it's really inspiring because it's a country that, after all that war, it really wants to reinvent itself, but they need help. And so I'm doing this campaign to try to...
So there's no routine vaccination program because, as you say, that's something that we take for granted, isn't
Exactly.
it? That tetanus vaccine is just available.
That is a very interesting question. There are some routine programs for after the children are older, but not for when they're newborn. They cannot do this. So the way we do it is you have to vaccinate the mothers, the women to be mother, and this is how you pass the immunization into the child. The biggest rate of the tetanus is for the newborns because unfortunately these people don't know that you have to have certain hygiene when you are delivering, and it happens during delivery. They cut with the knife from the kitchen. They have all these customs of putting dirt to seal the umbilical cord, and as we're talking, there's another baby that just died from this horrible death.
That's extraordinary because I had no
I
idea
know,
that there's
me
something
either.
about the actual process of childbirth and the customs that might be involved
That's
that could put
what's
them at
killing
extra
them.
risk.
Yes, and I'll tell you, the shocking news is that it's so preventable and it's so cheap. The vaccine, it costs less than the syringe. It's like 7 cents. But there's so many that we need to put it in all the women of that age.
we can see, I think, if we look at these images now, this is actually you administering one of the jabs, is that
yes.
right?
At the beginning, I was a little bit, I got better at it.
That must have made you quite nervous. It's a big responsibility, isn't it, to be doing that with people?
Yeah, but you know, at least we were putting the special potion, the live, serum into this girl.
Now, Sam, I know you've been involved in quite a few campaigns over the years. I mean, obviously, you understand that your fame and your celebrity can bring a lot of people to these kind of issues that wouldn't otherwise care or wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, and this one it's really well thought out campaign because I do many other things for women's rights for my whole life. And a lot of people come and say, what can I do? What can I do? This one, the beauty of this one is that women around the world can actually help. We have a sponsor that is selling nappies, Pampers, and when you buy the ones that have the UNICEF seal, make sure it has the UNICEF seal on them. Immediately, one vaccine is donated on your behalf to a woman somewhere. So this is really doable.
But as Charlie says, because you're so famous, because people recognise you and you can draw attention to things, you must get asked a lot to front campaigns. Do you find that having become a mother, you're drawn to certain things, drawn to certain campaigns more than others, that gives you a link?
Yes, probably, and you know what, that's probably why they approached me. But if I hadn't been a mother and I had seen the numbers, we're talking really fast here, I wish we could talk about it for a long time. I would have gotten involved in this one anyway, because the difference with this one and many other ones that I've done about health is that this one has a result that we can see, it's tangible. With this program, we can eliminate tetanus in 3 years. I mean, with the UNICEF program, not Pampers is helping, but we need help from other places. But it can be, we can eliminate a disease. This is huge.
I was thinking with the death of Paul Newman just recently, a lot of people were saying that he was kind of the first of the big Hollywood stars who really embraced the idea of spending a lot of his time, in the end, almost all of his time, a lot of his money on charity issues. It really has changed that, hasn't it? The idea that you're in you're a privileged position, you get paid lots of money, but there is a sort of payback there. It's become a big issue for Hollywood stars, do you think?
Yeah, I was doing this work before I knew I was going to be an actress.
Right, you were involved in sort of campaigning work before that?
Way before.
Right.
So
it's something you've taken with you?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with being a celebrity, and I think that, you know, everybody should do something about it. This is why I said I really like this campaign. Everybody can do something about it. It shouldn't be about being a celebrity. We should, and it's not about charity. It's about participating in a world that we are a part of. And it's not like you're helping them. It's not just that. I mean, we should be the ones that evolve as a race, and we should make it's exciting. It's exciting of all the things we can do to make things better.
Did you find that everybody who was offered the vaccine did actually take it up? Was there any suspicion of what comes in a needle?
Zero. They were lining up because some of these people don't have a way to get into the remote clinics. They live so far into the jungle, but they have the educational program comes first. So when we come, they line up and they sing in gratitude because they're seeing the children died. You know, I got this footage. Is funny because it's one girl that was nervous. She must be 15. Most of them were not. And it was not just because I was going to give her the vaccine.
She said, I'd rather have the doctor, please.
No, there were other ones that I gave the vaccine. They're like, you know, nobody flinches because they know they die and their children die. And they've seen what happens, so they're really grateful that you come there. They have a very good relationship with UNICEF. They've done I was very impressed. I've done a lot of field work with other things, with these people. I was really impressed.
Well, thank you so much for coming this morning, telling us about it.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you here.
Thank you for listening.
That is all from us for today. Breakfast continues across the weekend, of course, although you've been working all week, so you get unusually a weekend off.
You're back tomorrow?
I'll be back 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, BBC One. And there's more from Big Cat Week, of course, next week.
Yes, plus the stars of High School Musical will be right here on the sofa.
Thanks very much for joining us today. Have a lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Next on BBC One, from land, sea and air, more real rescues.